Colombia's deaf community has been forced to come up with new ways to discuss the peace deal reached by their government and the FARC rebels. It is a truce that has deeply divided the country as Colombians have struggled to find common ground. And as Alessandro Rampietti reports, those conversations have been particularly difficult for the deaf.
Violence, victim, displacement. Words and concepts difficult to grasp for many people, but that were almost impossible for deaf Colombians, who were lacking words to describe them. Now a new glossary defines, through signs and drawings, 57 missing words to help this community understand and discuss the country's peace deal with FARC rebels. Juliana Rocha, who works at the National Institute for the Deaf, participated in the process.
Before, I had no knowledge of the context of peace. It seemed like a boring issue. What the country was living didn't interest me because I couldn't understand it. Now I'm able to read the text, get and understand many terms. I'm able to connect concepts. I'm included in the conversation.
With the assistance of a sociologist, the group chose words that were either missing or required a better understanding. These were defined in Spanish, then interpreted through signs and translated again until there was no discrepancy between the language and its visual interpretation.
Sometimes one sign represents many words. Other times you need a sequence of signs to say just one word. For example, a word like conflict existed, but had a limited context of use in the sign language, so we had to find a way to broaden it.
Boris Perez says their sign language is still a work in progress.
Our sign language is very young and elementary. Now it's being used in high schools and universities, but we're still missing many words.
Signs for Peace is just one of a series of initiatives sponsored by Colombia's central bank to reach the most vulnerable communities in the country and guarantee their participation in the ongoing national discussion about peace. The bank's cultural manager says the glossary's importance goes beyond the deaf community at a moment of deep divisions around peace.
When you include people, you learn. You make the world bigger. You open possibilities for the country. What they taught us is that actually no one really knows what transitional justice means. No one of the common people, the specialists, the courts, they may know, but we as a regular person need someone to explain to us, need someone to help us make the sign that is loaded with content.
It's a small but far from obvious step to build a more inclusive and open society for all. Alessandro Rampietti, Al Jazeera, Bogotá.